What is the call to action for inspiring diversity? And so I'd like to take another sort of direction on this, which is I created a presentation for a presentation I did called, and the title was literally Community. And your community is not just all the people you know, but all the people around you, the people that you work with, the people that you know the least about, that everyone is in your community. So you have to get everyone involved in order to be successful. And so, the first thing is, if you look at it from a corporation, how do we get to be a successful corporation? If the people that are making leadership decisions are inclusive, if it includes all the people, not just Caucasian males, right? It includes women, it includes minorities. That's the only way where you get the best decisions, because you're getting all the viewpoints. That's a real community. If you don't build that community, then there's something that will be fundamentally flawed, that you will not be getting the viewpoints that you need. You're not going to get the best ideas. And this is actually science, which is that when you have different viewpoints, the solution is always that much better, because it takes into account so many different people's thoughts and strengths. So when you don't do that, you literally are not giving yourself the chance for the highest success possible. So the call to action is literally, how do you make your leadership council, how do you make your decision-making body really diverse and inclusive of the entire community, because it affects everyone in that community. So I think that's sort of from the corporate angle. But from my community, it's how do we become leaders in our community? If we are not willing to take on leadership positions, if we are not willing to build up our community, no one will. It is literally something that everyone that's watching this has to do. They have to be willing to step up into a leadership role in order to drive the community forward. It is not something where you can hang out and someone else will do it, because there are all these leaders that are running around that are hoping to have these leadership positions. The reality is that when I first started TAP, one of the things people ask me is like, Bob, why did you start TAP? What was the inspiration? And I said, I looked up, I literally Googled Taiwanese American New York, and the only thing that popped up was it was a meetup group that was older gentlemen trying to get young people to come to their happy hour. That was it. That was our entire community when you Googled it. And it was so easy for me to say, well, it's a big problem, but I'm busy with my career. Someone else should take on this challenge. That would have been so easy for me to do. And the reality is, if I didn't do anything, it would still be that. Today, you would still Google, and it would still be a meetup group, and it would not have anything to do with our community. And it's so sad in a lot of ways. But the call to action is literally, if you want to build a community, you have to be part of that. You have to be a leader. You have to be willing to go out there, start an organization like Inspiring Diversity, so that people will have the conversations, so people get the opportunity to lead. So for me, the call to action is, yes, if you're in the Asian American community, you want to get involved, because it doesn't move forward without the best people. It doesn't move forward without the best people. And it's crazy, because when you think about our community in terms of Asian American, you have the highest education, you have some of the highest earners, you have brilliant people, yet they're not willing to put time into building a community. They're not willing to put time into working with others that are disadvantaged. They're not willing to do all these things that make so much sense for building a strong community for everyone. So, the call to action is to get involved. The call to action is to, think about what it is that you really care about, and to really go do that, right? Which is, at the end of the day, it won't be about yourself. It has to be about others. So that's what the call to action is to do something immediately and to do it soon. And then on the corporate side, once again, it's to build this diverse pool of people to make decisions, to have a conversation, because that'll actually be better for the bottom line, because you're having stronger decisions that are inclusive, so that you're not making mistakes that you're seeing a lot of corporations make today. That's just literally from not having a diverse body of people to make decisions from.